Hello? Hello?
All right.
Oh, hey.
So, yeah. What's up?
I'm chilling. How's it going?
I'm okay. I took a nice nap and then I woke up and it was time for my lesson.
Well, that's nice. You'll be well rested.
Yes. Okay. So, I don't know.
All
I've been
right.
playing
Yeah,
Melee
before we
for
get
like six
started,
years.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
you're already gonna do it.
Oh, I was waiting for you to ask and I was like, I don't know. I think he usually
All
does
right, yeah,
this.
go for it. Go for it.
So I'm Bambi. I've been playing for like 6 years. Most of that I mained Young Link, and uh, I don't know. Last year I played a lot of Falco, and it was a lot of just me playing unranked and staring at the screen and waiting for dopamine. But I decided I finished school. I should get better like a month ago. Um, and now I have all these terrible habits from only playing unranked and stuff. And so, and I don't know. I'm really mad at Fox in particular because part of the reason I started Falco was I hate Fox, but I still can't seem to hit Fox
No, I
or
feel
keep
you
my
on that.
Fox.
That
Yeah.
Fox was until the last few, until like the last week. I think Fox was probably my worst matchup. It's definitely still a very difficult one, but part of why it feels so bad is because Falco absolutely bodies like almost the whole cast. So when you fight a character that you don't just like automatically destroy, it's like, whoa, looking kind of
I know, dude.
scary. This character can hit me back. Like, oh no.
I don't know. Dude. When I play a Fox who's beating the shit out of me, I can go back to Young Link and still like do better. That's annoying. I hate when that happens.
I'm very I'm proud of you for switching off of Youngling. It
Well,
takes a lot to switch off of a low tier.
for now it's the double main, but I'm not looking back against like a lot of these matchups. Like I'm not looking
Yeah,
back
yeah,
against
no,
Fox
that's
this
good.
week
Like
at
there's
all. But,
I'm
but
like
yeah,
it's not like you like don't have it's not like you're not still the world's best Youngling, you know? But at
Mhm.
least now you have ways to deal with things. Like as if you
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
Falco, you can
It's
actually
more
play
it's more
matchups.
about me driving to a tournament and not like auto losing to characters than it is about like, I have to be the best at Young Link. I have to push my character. Like, no, I want to win first.
Right. So good thing
Yeah.
you're now
So
you already
I,
got like 10 more years of Young Link is the equivalent of like 6 months as Falco. So,
holy shit. Holy shit.
in terms of like
Yeah.
effectiveness,
Yeah, but I don't know. I also just like I feel like I've never been that productive at getting better. Like I kind of just brute forced my way to being decent and it
okay,
worked out okay.
mostly
So
like
like now
intuitive.
now I'm like not really getting better very fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I started finally like solo practicing like several times a week and I just focused on like hitting dashes and like jumping where I want to go and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy, but it's still like, oh, like I'm still just doing bad moves and getting run over by Fox. Like I don't know what to do, and so I thought like the fiction lesson would probably maybe help with that.
Okay, so
Um,
yeah, can you send me a VOD or a
yeah.
Slippy?
So I ran into Mont Money on Unranked,
Oh, nice. Okay,
and
I just played him.
I was playing secondaries, and so I was like, oh shit, it's Mont Money, and then I switched to Falco, and I think it's kind of ugly. I think he owns me for like 4 games, and then I win one game by like last hit because he SDs or something,
Okay,
and then he quits. Um, but this will definitely be like you'll definitely see like stuff I normally do here, I think.
okay, yeah. Normally that's how it works. All right, let's see what's going on.
Should you screen share with me just so that
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
my
lagging on
bad,
your
my
screen?
bad.
Yeah.
I forget every time.
Yeah, I like YouTube better than like the Slippy viewer because I can track backwards and I can't seem to track backwards in the Slippy viewer.
Yeah, I think Slippy is nice for going frame by frame, but YouTube is also nice because you can like play at half speed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Slippy
You can't
really
look at
needs
frame
to.
by frame on YouTube.
You can, but it's really awkward.
It's awkward.
Like it,
Isn't it
like
the same button?
yeah, but look, it's like wait, watch. Well, okay, so on this video it's working, but on some videos it like kind of
Oh, I
lags.
see.
It like lags between each frame when you do that.
Oh, I see. I think I literally recorded it at like the NTSC, like the 59.9 something instead of the
Mm.
60. I'm not sure. I have to look.
Okay, well most of the time frame stuff isn't too important anyway. Like I said, like Slippy just needs like a half and quarter speed view.
Mm. Yeah, half
Unfortunately.
speed is crazy. It always makes my head spin when I go back
Mm-hmm.
to normal speed.
Mm.
Oh, how the hell do you edge guard that up B? Can you cover everything there? I don't think you
Let me
can.
see. Right here?
Like, I don't want to ask about edge guarding because edge guarding I think is simple, but like, can you hit all the angles there? My backer just too well.
Let's see, from right here. I'm pretty sure you can cover the low angle with an aerial and then cover the high angle. Like if you like, I think this is late.
Like short hop back air, you mean?
Like I think this is late on the low angle, but then, man, that is actually really ambiguous because he lands on the platform.
Yeah.
Let me see. So come on here. Well, I mean, so let's see. What would you actually do here? So, if you were the perfect Falco, the answer to this would be to laser it, because he can't grab ledge off of it, and then you set up for a way better situation where he has to go like more up if he's gonna get around your runoff down air. But in terms of this is pretty this is a pretty weird situation, I think.
Yeah, because he's just in the perfect spot for side plat. Like,
yeah,
if he's slightly higher or lower, like it's better for me. Like that's just
well, the thing is on
spot.
Battlefield, there's no way to actually get past Falco. Like because he could you can always just stand here and like react to it from on stage because Fox can't wall ride. Like you only need to grab ledge on stages where Fox can wall ride. So like if you had just stood on stage here. Like, he can't sweet spot from this position.
Yeah.
If he goes this way, you can just back air him. If he goes up, you can, like, full hop back air. Or, like, do whatever else you want. So by going to ledge here, I think that's why you missed the edge guard. But if he does this recovery on, like, Dreamland or something, I don't know. This recovery wouldn't make it to the platform on Dreamland anyway, I think. But it's kind of like a crazy spot.
Oh, that's also really annoying.
Okay, alright, so I know what I'm thinking about this, but it's difficult to like describe it instantly, so we can just sort of go over a few things until it pops out.
Okay.
Because there's definitely I can see ways that you could be doing a lot of things better, I think. And a lot of it is kind of like game plan oriented, where
yeah, that makes sense.
You're
like,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was gonna say this before. Like I know good Falco like moves and like what Fox things they beat probably. I could articulate that well, but like that's never translated into like me hitting Fox. And so like I don't know, game plan oriented sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so I think like the biggest thing against Fox is that Fox needs to be dodging your moves. That is like the number one thing. Like you need to force Fox to move around what you are doing. If you're not doing that, you're trying to react to Fox, which is impossible. Like it's impossible to just stand there and like wall and like directly react to anything Fox does. Because you'll get baited and you'll get like randomly hit and stuff like that. So what you do is like let's say situations like this, like
oh, that was spawnable, right?
There was what?
I just run around. He's invincible.
Not right here.
Run. Oh, he's not invincible anymore.
Okay, so the idea is it's kind of like I'm not sure which character is super similar to this, but basically the idea is that like Fox is going to do certain common movements that set up his best situations. And what you can do as like a general rule is you can try to pressure him with just generally with like approaching mix-up. Like Falco's approaching mix-ups on Fox are stronger than his defensive mix-ups on Fox. And then read normal solid options that the Fox does. So like something classic would be like Fox is here and you like laser shine his shield or like laser you like laser him right here, and then maybe he dashes back out of it or something, and you shine and you miss him. Then, like, the sort of like level 1 option is like, oh well, he's probably gonna like run out of the corner with a nair, so I need to like short hop down air in place or something to like wall him in, or maybe shoot another laser. But a better option is knowing that the Fox doesn't want to risk immediately jumping in and nairing because Falco has options to cover it. And so it's way more likely that the Fox will dash back and then full hop to platform, thinking that it's safer. So a lot of times you could laser Fox here, you shine, he dashes back, the shine misses, and then you just full hop shine right here because it's one of his best like escape options.
Yeah.
So those types of things allow you to limit Fox a little bit more and then hunt for hard punishes in situations that are like, because basically if you're always covering the situations that Fox most wants to move into, then he's forced into sort of more of like an uncomfortable game where he's trying to avoid your approaches while avoiding going into super standard situations. And I think this is like what Mango is really good at, is like he will target the options that Fox has that are like the most solid basic options, and he'll just target those with hitboxes, and especially shine hitboxes, and then it sort of forces the Foxes out of their comfort zone, and they have to play Falco's game rather than you playing Fox's game. Because if you know you're playing this game where Fox is like dashing and you're here and you're like laser and you're like, oh, is he gonna come in after the laser or whatever, like that mix up is like not bad for Falco, but it's not good. Whereas the one where like you're jumping in and Fox has to decide whether you're gonna approaching aerial or approaching laser, like that one is actually good for you. So I think I see a little bit too much like walling and not enough like actively setting up situations to beat Fox. Like you should always be, so like a situation like this, it's okay to do this laser here, but like if you actually thought that, so like let's say you hit this laser here, what are you gonna get? You're maybe gonna get grab, I guess, maybe, you know?
Yeah, I can grab him there.
So, but the thing is so you are doing this laser, you are assuming that Fox is not gonna run in and short hop aerial. So this laser is already the assumption.
I was gonna say go back like a second or two so I can see what's before it.
Yeah, right here. So let me slow-mo this. Okay, so it's like right here where Fox pokes in on the ground. This jump, you're assuming that Fox will come in on the ground.
I definitely wanted like a full analog jump the other way so that it would be to like an approaching nair. I definitely
You're saying
was
you're
like,
trying to jump left.
I've definitely specifically been practicing like the far jump, and I was trying to jump left.
So, what does jumping away get you?
Same before where like I get like a laser at this spacing, right? And I can grab.
Well, you're saying you were trying to full jump away and then turn around laser, right?
Yeah.
What does that one get you? That's what I'm asking.
Not full jump, like a short hop with full momentum.
Oh yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So if you laser Fox out of his nair, that's like a lot better than lasering him on the ground, right?
Okay, so if you, no, actually, I think lasering him on the ground is usually better.
Really?
Depending on the spacing and situation and stuff like that. But like, so basically the idea is you need to change your mindset from Fox is coming in here, like from right here, you have assumed that he is coming in on you, right? Yeah. If Fox is coming in on you, you hit him. That is the idea. Attack. This is where you dash JC Shine to catch Fox out of his dash in before he even jumps to hit you. And the JC Shine here doesn't have a lot of risk either. So it's like, look at this situation. You are getting a corner situation here where he's in the corner, you have center, this is really good. If you jump back here and laser, you gave up center for free, and you got him with a laser, yeah, but like nothing you can do will actually do anything. He can just full hop, and then suddenly you have to worry about all this other stuff he can do. So a big thing is always be ready for pushing things in your favor. Don't look at it from a perspective of, I need to keep myself safe from Fox. Always remember, Fox is keeping himself safe from getting shined. Because Fox doesn't really have like an insta bread and butter type combo. He has some really good combos, but even if he hits like a grab or something, he still has like a 50-50 tech chase that he has to do.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you hit him with a shine, you're basically guaranteed like 60%. So it's like you have to maintain this sort of aggressive mindset. Like the more aggressive your mindset is against Fox, not in terms of jumping in all the time, but in terms of like, if Fox decides to come towards me, he is entering my threat range. Therefore, I will go out to hit him. Because by doing this, it's just the risk reward is a lot worse for you. Yeah, I talk about this a lot too. Is like this down air is good if the Fox is instantly going to rush you with Nair, but a lot of times Foxes will just do this dash dance here and kind of wait it out. So this just happens. I did like a Falco lesson just a couple days ago where that same exact situation kept coming up. It was like Kiko versus SFAT, and basically the idea is that like you. One sec, let me. So it's right here.
Yeah, I think usually out of disadvantage, like instead of doing spot dodge or roll, I tell myself like dash in a direction, and that's like my go-to. But if he's like not pushing it at all, I guess.
Well, it's good to not spot dodge or roll here, but
yeah.
So if he's gonna immediately run in on you, usually the best option is to do that down air, depending on his percent and stuff like that. You can also, I don't know. So basically, it's like you. Let me think of the best way to describe this. Like, don't try to fight Fox from the mindset here of like, is Fox like, how do I stop Fox from rushing in on me? Because you both already know that the down air will stop Fox from rushing in at you. Like, it's like if Fox goes in ultra immediately, a lot of times even from this distance the laser can hit, the down air can hit. Like if he fully commits in, you might roll, and then he's in a lot of danger. So like it's like against Fox's best interest to immediately press in here. I went over this with Dark Genix, which was that against Mango.
I gotta go for that one, yeah.
Which was that like the Fox doesn't want to immediately break the tension here because the Falco knows that the Fox can jump in. Like there's basically like an understanding here, and so if Fox just fully commits here, the Falco can just literally roll, or the Falco can do a bunch of different options like the down air to like beat the instant approach. So it's way more likely that the Fox is going to try to sort of maintain this positioning and kind of wall you out. And so obviously it depends on like the type of Fox you're playing, and you have to sort of make some like reads, but I think like you can be a little bit like aggressive sort of in the situation, even where like you can kind of like basically you can make the assumption that the Fox is not going to immediately rush into the corner, because if they do, you have options that just beat them, and then they basically gave up their corner advantage or got reversaled for nothing. So a lot of times they'll kind of wait and see what you're going to do, and you can start setting up like a laser into like a dash forward and just kind of like try to fight and like kind of work your way out. Falco doesn't have a lot of like great like direct escapes from the corner here. Like you can full hop double jump here and it's relatively safe, but like, so the thing is you can full hop double jump here and it's relatively safe, but I wouldn't recommend doing it every time, just because then you don't make the most out of your interactable situations. You just end up kind of like Westballsing it.
Yeah, I was about to say Westballsing it. Westballs mode.
Yeah, because he always just full hop double jumps out, and yeah, it's like relatively safe, and you can do it sometimes. I think normally the full hop double jump out is good when you try to, like, let's say you just happen to shield here already. Then the full hop double jump is really good because he already knows you're shielding and he can, like, notice that. But I don't know. So this is definitely like a losing situation for you in general. Like, the fact that you are already in the corner, like, this isn't a situation that you're winning. You know, Fox is clearly winning here, but he has risk if he pushes in, and so, like, you can sort of just continue playing neutral here without heavy committing to, like, an aerial like this. Like, if you're going to do this aerial, I would recommend dashing in first and then short hopping backwards to do the down air. Because if you do this, it's just a lot easier for him to punish it. Whereas if you had dashed in and then jumped back right here and down air, it's significantly harder for him to, like, run in and punish it afterward. So it's a little bit of a complicated situation. I didn't explain it with, like, perfect clarity because it's, like, a little ambiguous. But it's, like, it's a losing situation for Falco. But that doesn't mean that, like, you have to immediately protect yourself from Fox rushing. Because most Foxes won't actually just insta-rush there. So, for a situation like this, the approaching laser is usually best when you think that people are going to dash back to avoid your down air in. And so if somebody is in the corner, most of the time you don't want to do approaching laser because a lot of times they're going to be jumping out of the corner. So, like, this is like a range where you want to do approaching laser basically is when you think you're going to imply the down air in and then they're going to dash back and then you get this approaching laser and you hit them. But doing an approaching laser in this situation is just, like, kind of asking to get hit. And I want to go back to the beginning of the match after this. And yeah, that situation I was talking about before, just also in the corner, just don't be afraid sometimes to literally just throw out, like, a bunch of lasers in place there. Like, it's pretty good, and it kind of breaks Fox's momentum of, like, pressuring you there. And, like, if you're shooting the lasers really fast, he can't actually come in after a laser. Yeah. Like, if you get the first laser out, you've basically gotten rid of the possibility that Fox will instantly rush, and you can kind of just sort of play neutral from there. Whereas the down air you did was, like, overcommitment. Yeah, okay, let's go back. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Because there's a situation, again, where, like, Fox is kind of coming in, and you kind of, like, read that he's coming in. So, yeah, so these types of moves where you're, like, trying to hit Fox for coming in, those are just not that good. Like, they're there as, like, a fallback. When, like, you have exhausted all other options, you can attempt to wall Fox out. But generally, if you're in a situation like this, situation like this, right here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is a situation where Fox is thinking, okay, Falco's either going to laser in place, he's going to dash back, dash in, approaching laser. He's going, like, the Fox is right here is trying to calculate, how am I going to move around what Falco does on the platforms or whatever to gain an advantage? The Fox is not thinking right here, like, oh yeah, here we go, we're going to run in and just crush the Falco. Like,
how do I be prepared if he just does, like, full hop instant fast fall drill right at me? What am I supposed to do about that?
Well, he has to do... So the thing about Falco is that you can use the lasers to dictate the timings. So it's kind of like, if you don't have lasers and you're just kind of dash dancing around, then Fox could full hop at any moment. And that's a lot harder to deal with. But when you shoot the laser out, any sort of laser will, like, inherently create... He can either jump after the laser, like he can get hit or shield the laser and then jump, or he can jump before the laser. So it's easy to just shoot the laser and then react to his jump arc. Like, you can definitely do that, and it because it narrows down the timing. rather than just trying to like flinch and instantly react to any time. Like if you're just dash dancing and he's dash dancing and he full hops, you can't react. But if you laser here and he full hops over it, it's very easy to just dash back laser or just laser again in place if he's doing this, and then you set up this same situation except you hit him like here. And like you said, lasering Fox out of an aerial is good sometimes. So like if you laser him out of an aerial right here, he's kind of in this awkward like locked down position because you're close enough to hit him. If he's too far away, it doesn't do anything because he'll just double jump out to a platform. But if he's in this in close spot, like if he tries to full hop in on you right here, and you just reverse laser in place and it hits him right here, he's in a super awkward spot. So, yeah, the number one thing is that I can see so far is you need to look at this situation as an opportunity to catch Fox. Like, if I'm here, I'm thinking, okay, if Fox runs in right here, maybe I want to shoot a laser to prevent that. Once I shoot the laser, he might try to full hop up here. I might want to do that, cover that with a reed shine. If I laser him and he kind of dashes back into the corner, maybe I want to do a half approaching laser to here and kind of corner pressure him, then set up another standing laser and then try to catch him running out of the corner or something like that. Like, you can't be in the zone of, like, how do I keep Fox out? Keeping Fox out does not work. There are options that you can do to do it. Falco is somewhat decent at keeping Fox out, but you can't completely keep Fox out without trying to make Fox keep you out. Like, Fox, you need to force Fox, like, basically at all costs. Like, it feels weird to be so aggressive, and especially for me after playing Fox for a while, it feels really weird to see a Fox dash dancing here and think approach instead of bait. But it actually is, like, with Falco, instead of trying to like kind of trick your opponent into committing, you are trying to trick your opponent into escaping you in a way that you read.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like the number one thing, like mindset wise. Like these up tilts and stuff, these should be aggressive options. And then even like after this up tilt, if you think he's going to run in here, you do this up tilt, you think he's going to run in after the up tilt, this is a down air or a shine. Like you still continue trying to hit Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, if you just try to hit Fox way more often, I think it would help so much. Because doing these, like, sort of, like, laser things, like, it feels good that it'll keep you safe. And I'm not telling you not to, like, dash back and place laser ever. But, like, you need to have the mindset, like, here, once again, this happens. Where, so you get this. This is fine, it's fine. Like I said, I would still recommend if you're going to do this down air, I think you should dash in and then at least down air in place. Rather than doing this approaching fade back down air. But basically the idea is, like, you're here. So you think Fox is going to come in. This is fine. He goes back. But now you end up here. This is when you start setting up your attack. You start setting up a laser in place. You start setting up a dash in. Then he dashes back again. Then you laser right here. You have to start encroaching on his space, forcing him into the corner, and forcing a mix-up where he either gets caught in the corner or he goes to the platform and you full hop shine him. So by doing a second walling aerial here, you are missing an opportunity to attack him, and basically this gives him the confidence to leave the corner and approach you. Yeah, there's the up tilt again. And it feels scary, because it feels like he could come in. But the best counter to Fox being right here is to try to hit him. Either down air in here, or short hop in approaching laser, or just dash in and then see what he does. Or dash back, dash in approach. So you have mix-ups of like dash in approach, dash out, dash in approach, approaching laser, approaching down air, short hop in, shine, double jump away. You have all these laser grab, dash dance grab. You have all these mix-ups, and like, so it's kind of funny. Like, basically, if you literally ignore Fox's threats on you entirely, and play a single player game where you just kind of throw moves out and try to read the Fox, you'll actually do better than you are now. Obviously, that's not the perfect way to play it, but I think that, like, I think if you actually spent a little bit of time doing that and just kind of trying to rush Fox and just constantly being focused on, like, reading Fox and aggressive mix-ups, you'll realize that you actually, like, avoid a lot of his approaches anyway. Like, if Fox, like, let's say Fox is dash dancing on the ground and you short hop in approaching laser, a lot of times he'll like full hop over you with momentum to kind of hit where you were. So like if you're like here and Fox is here and you approaching laser, a lot of times he'll like full hop to here and you'll like accidentally dodge his full hop because you're trying to hit him. It's like Falco's aggressive options almost like inherently dodge a lot of Fox's aggressive options. Okay, missed that. Okay, that was fine. Right here in these situations, I think this is okay, but usually going in immediately after the down air is not as good. Like when somebody's in the corner, they're just a lot more likely to like shield rather than like dash back or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like basically, this is that same lesson that I give the Fox players of like maintaining the tension. Like I'm not like laser down air in is actually pretty good and it does work, but when somebody's in the corner, a lot of times it's good to sort of maintain the tension. Like shoot a couple lasers in place, shoot like a laser dash dance for a second, shoot another laser, see if he's prone to going to platforms. That'll eventually like you can pick up on when the Fox goes to the platform to eventually hit like a shine, which is like your best opening. Another thing that I want to bring up is that you can't play this matchup in a universal anti-Fox way.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty important detail that like your goal is basically so most of the time, one sec. So most of the time, and I actually just did a lesson on this like yesterday, I think, on information gathering, where most of the time, if you're trying to understand your opponent, your goal is to keep yourself relatively safe until you can understand their basic habits. That's true for like, that's probably how Young Link works, that's how Fox works, that's how pretty much every character in the game works, that's how Marth works, etc. Because you're kind of trying to limit your risk and look for their habits. But Falco is special and he is broken, and he is an exception to this rule. Where if you are playing Falco, the other player is the one that has to keep themselves safe to gather information. And this is a very important detail, because Falco gathers information through aggression. Falco gathers information by seeing how people react to approaching laser, by seeing how people react to down airs, by seeing how people react to corner pressure with a laser into a dash dance, seeing if people jump. These are types of things. This is how you gather information as Falco, and it's very, very unique. No other character gathers information through aggression, whereas Falco does. So if you play a Fox and you don't know how they play, your default should be extreme aggression. And by extreme aggression, I do not mean instantly jumping in, you know? What I mean is your goal should be starting to lock down, starting to pressure immediately, and then just trying to basically take notes on all the things the Fox does to avoid that pressure, and then start capitalizing on those things. Falco doesn't really... Because if you start a match and you don't know how they play, and you try to keep yourself safe, you can't do it. They're just going to do a random amount of dash dances, run in and shine or up smash, and then you get hit, and you're like, well, that was worthless. All I know is that they randomly dash dance up smash me, you know? But if you start the match and you're going in on your opponent and you notice that every time you laser someone they full hop, that's a pretty good indicator that you might be able to start punishing up here. Last night I played Billy Bo Peep. After most lasers, I hit him with a laser, he would dash in immediately, like a long dash in. And so I started punishing those. But you only start to see those, you're only able to actually harvest that information by already going for the aggressive pressure. Crazy Nair. That was such a Young Link Nair if I've ever seen one. Yeah. That was actually crazy. Like, that reaction to Nair, that is nuts. No Falco in the world would do that Nair. Every Falco...
they down smash, right?
Every Falco in the entire world would either forward tilt here or down smash. And it's just...
There's a forward tilt.
Forward tilt here is really, really good. Because it also, like, beats the cancel, whereas the Nair would have lost to the cancel. But it's just a crazy Nair reaction. Like, that's such a Young Link thing right there. Boop. And the thing isn't to say that this is bad, but it's not maybe the best option. Mm. So this is an option I've been talking to people about lately, actually quite a bit, is that this walling back air is pretty bad against Fox. Because if he just kind of waits in the corner, you're just kind of like this, you just kind of get, like you should have gotten grabbed for that. It's way better to actually just jump off to center and like jump short hop off this way and laser back and just take center again. Like it's not a great spot for Falco to be here. Or just run off the platform, turn around laser or something like that. So, so I actually do this too. I don't super have a problem with this like wave dash in back air wall thing. I think this was fine, but the difference is that when he, okay, actually, that dash attack was acceptable. It's not exactly maybe the best move, but it was fine. Yeah, it was at least the right idea that you were covering what he was doing. Okay, and then, so you end up at this thing. Falco has basically like a Falco-ritis thing. It's kind of like Martha-ritis, where like, you don't want your opponent to get to this percent, like, ever. If they do, it's extremely difficult to actually kill people. But you do get the jab. The jab option opens up a lot at this percent. So just be super aware that if you struggle to kill someone up to this percent, Falco does lose this matchup, like at this percent. But you do have a jab. So the jab is pretty good. Like you can laser jab. Like right here, instead of that down air, this is a laser jab. And it guarantees you a tech chase kill. Right here.
Guarantees me a tech chase kill. Like,
well, like,
how would I go about that? I think I would usually just like back air tech in place or something, and then chase.
Well, like if you jab here and then basically they don't DI it, then you just hit them and kill them for free.
Yeah.
But then if they DI away, they're gonna land like right here, and then you can basically just wait, and then like if they do a regular get up, you F tilt, and if they tech roll, then you just tech chase nair or forward smash or whatever. Like you have a ton of options that'll beat it. Yeah, but these, like, there's, like, jab here is really, really good. It's basically the reason Falco, like, even right there, you could have jabbed that. Jab is extremely good at high percents. Yeah, because then, like, the rest of this, where you're just kind of losing, this is all off of, this is all off of you not getting this kill. Because now he's at this percent, he can still die off this percent. He can still die off 0. Yeah, so you get rid of it. This is that same thing I brought up before, where you get rid of his invincibility, which is good, and then but you're like still scared of him, even though it went away. Okay, so let's go to the next game. We already kind of went through that game. Okay. Accidental roll here? What are you trying to do?
I don't know, maybe it was on purpose, I don't remember.
Okay. Well, yeah, the idea is basically it's that same sort of thing where it's like if you
I end up with center, right? Which is
you do, but you literally should have won this situation because you correctly predicted him. So look, you jump in here, he goes back. You correctly predict that he's about to go in. Like you keep doing that where you predict that he's coming in on you. If you predicted that he was gonna stay in the corner, you could have just done like a laser right here. But you're not predicting that. You're predicting that he's coming in, which is good. You correctly predicted him, but that means hit him. If you think Fox is coming in, JC Shine. Do it down here in place. Do a laser, like, right here if you think he's going to come in a little later. But usually, like, the JC Shine here is my favorite. Because it just opens him up so hard. And even if he doesn't get hit by it, like, let's say he dashes in, you go in JC Shine right here, and he just happens to dash back and miss it, he is going to see that and go, whew! Like, I almost died because I just dashed in right there. And it'll sort of start making him more afraid of just moving in like that. It's kind of like you have to force Fox to respect you by using super high reward options, which is basically the Shine. So, like, the Shine allows you, like, simply putting the Shine in positions that Fox wants, whether it hits him or not, is enough to, like, scare him away from those positions and basically make him, like, respect your space. Yeah, come on. This down air was very, very weird. I would have preferred a laser there. Full hop reverse laser is pretty good. Okay, that was fine. Okay, let's see what happens here. Missed that.
Oh,
That's
I
fun.
tried it down air.
Yeah, it's fine. I miss that like all the time. Aha! So here we go. Look at this. This is a perfect example of where he is doing his absolute best to try to hit you, and you're trying to hit him, and you're auto-dodging all of his stuff. This is what I was talking about before, where, watch. So you're just trying to hit him, right? And he's just like, kind of, like, he wave dashes in. Oh, well, Falco tried to hit me here. Oh, I'll get him this time. And then you do this. And then you're kind of trying to hit him. And he full hops. And look, you completely dodge it. And you're actually setting up for a good position here. Where he lands, you get a... Oh, I would have lasered here. But yeah, oh yeah, that downer. The downer got you. Because you weren't... This only covers one option. It doesn't cover in place or dash back. It only covers this. So that's why I prefer the laser there, because it covers all of them. But I just wanted you to notice there that, like, while you were trying to do these aggressive mix-ups and set up these things on him, you were just sort of accidentally dodging all of his moves. And that's, like, a very recurring theme in this matchup. Okay, he's dead. He missed the SDI.
Oh, he's not dead. I grabbed him.
That happened. That's fine. That's fine. See, the thing is, look, so right here, you could be considering, like last game, you could be considering Fox's threats to you. So you hit this, and you miss this grab. You could be thinking, he's about to short hop drill me out of shield, but you're not. You're like, come here. And there.
No, someone told me once. Someone told me, like, if you miss laser grab like that, it doesn't get punished. So I have that in my head. Like, if I miss laser grab, I'm staying put usually.
You're whatting?
I'm staying put usually.
Mm-hmm.
If I miss
yeah,
grab.
just like continue fighting, continue reading, continue throwing out moves. It's surprisingly really difficult. If a Falco is just like, oh, come here, and they're just throwing out moves everywhere, that like it's very difficult as the Fox to like just whiff punish that. Like it's not easy. And it makes you feel very threatened. Yep, that happens. Yep, not a big deal. Okay. Okay, some mistakes here and there. Okay. So this is a spot. This is actually a very informative spot. So you hit the laser, approaching laser. This is good. When you are here, so this jab is...
I jabbed him, yeah.
This jab is okay. The thing... Okay, so here's the thing that I would like here instead of this jab, is because even though I was saying these jabs are so good, these jabs aren't that good at this range.
Yeah.
What you want to do at this range, the most important thing to do, is to dash forward. Because the dash forward forces Fox to be afraid of your approach, and they will usually move back, which opens up another laser. Because it's like, your goal is to get into this range where you have this super mix-up. Falco has this ultra mix-up of like Nair, Dare, Laser, Tomahawk, Jump Shine, Dash Attack. Like, all his moves hit right here. And so, by dashing in here, you are... Like, Fox is not going to react to, like, your jump squat. He can't react to your jump squat, like, down air or something like that. He's going to react to your dash in. So, by doing a dash in here, you are creating a situation where he needs to protect himself. Because, like, if you're playing against a Fox and he doesn't react to dash in here, he's just gonna die to everybody. Like, he's not even gonna, like, make it to you in bracket. Like, if a Fox doesn't protect himself from Falco dash in, they're literally just gonna, like, lose, like, early. And so you can have confidence that, like, in a situation like this, where you have, like, a big threat, that, like, dashing in, not even at this percent, just in general, that dashing in at this range is really, really good for threatening and seeing what he'll do. And if you think he's going to be really aggressive, like this jab is kind of thinking he's going to be really aggressive, I would dash back, then dash in. Because then if he takes a little bit of space, it just resets the situation. Like if you laser and you dash to here and he starts dashing in, it's now this same position where you then dash in and he's still forced to move. Whereas like, instead of dashing out of this, you jab and then you dash wave dash away, which is like, oh great, it keeps you safe, but it doesn't give you anything on Fox. This is okay. I would prefer you keep lasering here.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. That happened. Yeah, I'm not really gonna focus on like missed punishes and stuff like that because that's easy to work on. Okay, so this is completely acceptable. Like this is actually like a solid way to play it. Where you do this laser to pressure him, you move in, you react to him full hopping, you shield here. It's like basically he won the mix up. And if he wins the mix up here, being in this spot is actually not that bad. So that's fine. Okay, that was good.
I'm at the up throw for sure.
I need more dash dancing. You don't do any dash dancing ever. Like I don't think I've seen a single dash dance this whole time. I've seen dash back, but I haven't seen a dash dance. So yeah, there's this dash dance, but this isn't a threat. This is just empty movements. You do this, but you dash back. Like there's nothing for him to react to here. Like the idea is you want to use like basically, you have approaches and your dashes are fake approaches. Like if you dash in, it's a fake approach. But it only works at a range. Like dashing in here does nothing because he's not threatened by anything.
Yeah.
So especially shielding here into the laser. You don't need to do this shield here. I wouldn't recommend it. I do this sometimes too, but it's definitely a crutch. You should just get comfortable with doing a normal laser. Because this just makes the laser way slower to shield into it. Okay, at least you're doing the jabs. At least you're doing the jabs this time. He keeps living to these gross high percents. That's a big part of the reason why you're losing. Like, this first stock...
Well, yeah, I drop combos, though, which...
This first stock, he lives to 145 and suicides. And the second stock, he lives to 167. So that's super something to watch out for. Like, you might be better at the matchup than you think if you start hitting these. Because the other thing is that... So remember what I was saying about you... Like, this matchup is all about forcing Fox to respect you. Because if he doesn't respect you, he just gets kind of hit by random stuff and dies. And that's what you need to create for him. You need to create, like, oh, did you run in? I just randomly shined here. Oh, did you full hop? Oh, I happened to shine there. But those threats don't actually force him to be honest with you unless they lead to kills. So it's like, by punishing harder and being able to consistently, like, basically take stocks out of reading Fox's bad or standard but predictable options. If you can take stocks out of those situations with the shines, then it forces Fox to not move into those positions as often. Whereas it doesn't matter, even if you started doing the shines here, it wouldn't force Fox to respect you because you're not hitting hard enough. Like, nothing you do in neutral will be relevant until you start hitting harder. And yeah, stuff like that. That whole thing was just... I feel that way too hard as someone who's trying to pick up Falco right now. I just mess up so many things like that too, and it's just very, very bad. You get what I'm saying though, right? About the punish?
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Nah, that's fun. Who cares? Those are fun to do.
Yeah. Usually when I hit laser reset, I try to pivot F smash. That might have been what happened there. I'm not sure.
Okay, so in this spot, this is that thing of like you have to actually play neutral, and the lasers let you play neutral, but going for the most basic mix-up is not usually neutral. So you hit him with this. Notice that you didn't give him anything to react to other than your jump in. Like, if you had done, like, a dash in, dash back, dash in, then you gave him, like, a chance to do something. Like, you want to give your opponent chances to guess wrong. Whereas in this case, you lasered and you jumped at him, he's probably not going to want to get hit by it. If you had a crazy read on him, you could have laser approaching lasered or something like that. But you generally, if you don't know exactly what your opponent is going to do, like if you're not already really confident in some read you have on them, you don't want to just immediately go for this. You want to create tension by dash dancing and seeing what you can create tension by dash dancing or lasering again. Both of those things, like, maintain the tension on Fox that Falco might do something without actually risking yourself. So, like, in this situation, he gets lasered. He's thinking Falco might do something. So, like, let's say right here, you lasered again. He would have run back and gotten hit by the laser right here. And so you would have gotten the information that after my laser in this position, when I was close, he tried to avoid my aerial, which might open up a future laser here. And you basically get to maintain the exact same situation where now you have, 5 or 6 damage from the lasers. You're right here, he's right here. Now you get to move forward a little bit with the laser and see what he's going to do, but he's more cornered now. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure. So all of this sort of like general game plan stuff I'm going over, how do you feel like this is lining up? Like, I want more feedback from you.
I mean, it makes sense. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm writing it down in like bullet points, and I have a notebook where I drew like a couple little diagrams of things. Mm-hmm. I think I've been told before by people that like, oh, Falco has to like be really defensive and slow. Like Falco has to like, like let Fox control the pace more than other characters. But I think it makes sense that like I'm scaring him by doing moves rather than like running away and waiting. And I'm seeing it really clearly, like the things you're saying, like on Battlefield. Yeah, I was just running and like completely giving up position. Mm-hmm. And then there was that one short segment where you said, oh, look, like you're dodging all his moves. And it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like Falco, I used to say this too. I was like, Falco is like a zoning character. I used to say that. But it's not entirely true, and I think that specifically against Fox, it's actually like the opposite, where like Falco is much more of a zoning character against like floaties and stuff like that. And the faster the character is, like Fox or something. I mean, Falcon's a little different. You can kind of play either aggressive or defensive against Falcon. But as Fox, it's like one of the matchups where you have to go in. And it's this Fox and Marth. Fox and Marth are both the same way. Like, you can play kind of defensive against Sheik. You can kind of play defensive against Falcon. But against both Fox and Marth, it's you just mix-ups, like, all the way. Like, the more you are aggressively going for things, the more, like, the harder it is for them to even hit you. Okay, but shine. Okay. And it's very difficult to be in a situation like this and not think like aggression, It's very difficult, but you will benefit the most from basically becoming like a total psychopath rusher and then tuning it back in situations where you can't get away with it against certain players. And that's the style that Mango takes too. Where like Falco is this extreme rushdown character against Fox specifically. And then when people avoid your ability to rush them down, you start slowly stepping your aggression back. But that never ends up in a point where you're reacting and waiting for Fox. It's always a point where you are waiting a little bit longer before going in. So it's like instead of being defensive, you're just delaying your approach. And that's the sort of mindset you have to take when you're thinking about it. And the thing is, Fox can play extremely degenerate and like run away on the platforms, and so can Falco. But it's kind of a losing situation for both of them, where like, you know, if Fox is running around the platforms, you get free laser damage, you get occasional back airs, you might get a read with a jump shine, like those happen quite a bit. But those situations require you to play kind of carefully, and both characters can do that. You know, Falco can start Westballsing, he can like jump around on the platforms and just kind of hide for like minutes at a time, and it's that. But see, that's a losing situation for Falco, but it requires Fox to adjust to that pace, where Fox has to kind of dash dance, look for quick back airs, look for a little bit of laser damage here and there. And so like both characters can play super lame and force you to like play slow. Like if Fox is like running around the top plat, I'm not telling you to like go get him, you know, like aggress. But if somebody's playing like on the ground and the side plat, you want to be playing like overall very aggressive. There's another wall. And the thing is these wall mix-ups like aren't bad. Like doing Falco's defensive mix-ups, those are good things, but they need to be like a shock. Like when you, like, it's like if Fox is playing a Falco and they know that by dashing in they can bait out a Falco attack in place, such as an up tilt or an auto cancel back air, that is like every Fox's favorite Falco to play against. Because you dash in, dash back, dash in, and either grab or up smash, and you get a free neutral win every time. And so those situations where you're walling, those need to be like a shock. Like I said, if you're playing against a Falco and you're like, this guy loves to up tilt, you're just going to dash in, you bait it out, free win. If you're playing against Mango and he doesn't love to up tilt and he's been approaching you this whole time and you think you finally got an approach on him and then he just randomly up tilts you, that is significantly stronger. So the moves you do in place outside of laser, those need to be like, they need to be weird. Like the Fox needs to go, whoa, I wasn't expecting that, you know?
Yeah, well that situation before was after he like slid off in my combo, and so I was just like in the air in the corner, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to get back down, right?
No, I'm talking about this one.
Yeah. So I down air and then I up tilt because like, oh, he's right there. He's
right here. This
oh,
back
this
air.
one.
This back
air.
Yeah. Because yeah. Not this one. This is a fine up tilt. This is totally good. That's a good up tilt. I didn't mean to make it ambiguous what I was talking about. But because this is Fox, if Fox sees this, he knows he at least gets this much space. At least. Because you're not threatening anything and you're just kind of here. Like, the only thing this beats is if he literally instantly jumps in and somehow this Fox manages to get hit by it. But, like, let's say he just did this as like a good player and he just dashed for a second. This is a free win for him. And you don't want to set up free wins for your opponent. So I know it's difficult to not think about walling, but you really gotta... Oh, the other thing is, if you're going to do a move in place, like the up tilt or the back air or something like that, a lot of times a better move is actually just to shield, because if they just instantly come in with an aerial, you get a free punish, and if they don't, you just wave dash out and either try to shine them this way, or you wave dash out back and get a laser. But that's kind of like a small thing. Oh, wow, that worked. Are you kidding me? I'd be mad if I got hit by that. So yeah, this is a spot, it's really easy, and this is a spot, it's like, it's hard to like really blame you for, but at the same time, this is something that you need to like watch out for a lot, because these types of situations come up a lot. So you end up here, you miss your air dodge, you're in kind of like a vulnerable position because you missed your air dodge, but look at what's actually happening. This is a range. This isn't like, he's not whiff punishing you, you know? This is a range where you can fight at, and so you should be trying to fight at this range, rather than in what you do, which is you try to wall him out, I guess? Like, if you were here, and you're here, instead of shielding, like...
What do I do? I'm not sure. Go frame by frame.
So, yeah, if you're uncomfortable here, I would say like a full hop is fine, and another thing you can do is full hop waveland off this platform. Those are two options you can do. You can, instead of shielding here, you could do a dash back. And the other thing is, he's probably going to expect you're going to dash back laser here, but you can just do a dash back, dash in, and then he might think you're going to down air out of the corner, and he might back off, and then you can get a laser like right here or something like that. So like all these situations, don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid of Fox. Like, if I could just tell you one thing, and the lesson is almost over. It's almost been an hour. But the idea is just try to fight out of every situation. Do not try to defend yourself. And that's obviously, like I said before, that's not the way you want to be playing eventually. But you need to, you are heavily imbalanced in the protecting yourself direction. And you need to imbalance the other way in the hitting Fox direction. So,
Right.
literally, if you are in this situation, think, fight him. The other thing you can do, if you feel like, is just full hop away, because you're still threatening things with the full hop, or full hop waveland off, I think is really good, because usually that'll threaten this space with the down air, and so he'll back off, and you can full hop waveland off, turn around laser, and that sets up for some nice stuff. But that's the thing is, just think, how can I be active? It's very important that Fox be reacting to your moves at all times. Do not be reacting to Fox. If you are here and Fox is doing something like this, no matter, just set up something dangerous for Fox. Anything. Just set up something so that Fox needs to deal with it. Because those back airs are fine, but those back airs need to be, those back airs need to come as a shock. Where you've been playing neutral and you've been approaching Fox this whole time, and then suddenly he full hops in and you just, bam, you hit him with the back air, It shouldn't be Fox shouldn't be trying to be okay, if I jump in, he's going to back air me, so I need to space around this. Okay, this is a very common situation. What happens here? I think he just wins the mix-up here. You can shield this. If it's difficult to react to, but it is a thing that the best Falcos will do here. Where after this laser, if you jump in and Fox goes up here, then you can just shield this back here. It's hard, but if you lose that mix-up, you can be fine. Okay, there's that. Okay, I'm fine with reading ledge.
He's been shortening the entire time.
Oh, this is the thing I was talking about, whereas if you go to the top platform here, you actually still open up aggression because you can drop with a laser or an aerial. So going to the top plat is not bad. It still opens up aggression. That up tilt was fine because he was right on top of you. Falco's shield gets poked too easily. The shield here is okay. When you shield, so this isn't a situation that I actually think you messed up too badly or anything. If you shield, you need to be, usually, if he does not immediately hit your shield, just as a general rule, if he doesn't immediately hit your shield, you should always be prepared to immediately wave dash out or roll. But in this case, he just sort of hard read you and grabbed you, so it's not a big deal, but that's something to think about. Oh, hey, here's this thing. Look, he doesn't maintain tension in the corner. He actually just goes for it, and you just roll, and you're fine. And now he's in the corner, and you take a stock. Once again, notice that he lived till 160.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. That might actually be the first thing you need to fix. The punish. Because it's the aggressive mix-ups in neutral that I'm telling you, people won't respect it until you can hit hard. So I think hitting hard. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna kind of call it there, but I think hitting people hard when you get your moves is really important. Then fish for the good moves. Both of those things combined, both hitting hard and fishing for the hard hitting stuff, those force Fox to play honest and not just randomly throw out nairs in your face. And because you said you had trouble getting run over, that is the answer to getting run over, is to put an appropriate threat on Fox for anything he does. Then try to take an active position on almost every situation, especially for training purposes. Try to literally create an active pressure situation out of every situation you end up in. Don't focus on keeping Fox out. Make him focus on keeping you out. And gather information through aggression rather than safety.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the overview. Do you have any?
Yeah, I have most of these written down. I think this is pretty good for me to start working on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any extra questions or thoughts or anything?
I don't think I have any specific questions because this is all like pretty general. I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you did. I think you answered a lot of the specific things before I asked them. I think this is pretty good. I will do my best with this, I guess. Thank you for so much.
The one thing that I would tell you is probably pick one of those things to focus on at a time.
Yeah.
For me personally, I started doing the sort of like aggressive thing against Fox only like a week and a half ago or something like that, and it's been helping like a ton. And I was basically in the same mindset as you before that, where I was trying to keep Fox out. Mm-hmm. I personally think that going for these shines and like sort of hunting for the big openings constantly got me more big openings, which caused me to actually practice punish more, and it's helped a lot with my punish. So in my opinion, you should just focus on that. Just focus on like actively trying to like hunt for shines and be aggressive all the time, and then sort of try to let the combo fall into place. But if you can get the aggression down and your combos still haven't been great, then work on those. But I always try to narrow things down to like work on one thing at a time. And so I think probably staying active and aggressive is the first thing you can work on. And just hard focus on like being the most active aggro Falco you possibly can against Fox.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you have any clips or anything like that later, if you're concerned or confused about anything, feel free to hit me up. And I wish you good luck, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you. See you.
Bye.